Hi, I'm Bhavna. A few days ago, my inner voice told me to reflect upon my intentions. Those intentions that I had set at the beginning of this year. Those intentions that I set each month for myself. Those intentions that I set for myself at the beginning of each day. And when I looked into it deeply, I understood that you know, there's more to intentions than just setting it. And what's more, you ask? I understood the deeper meaning behind intentions or setting intentions. There's a Sanskrit shloka which goes Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati, which means as you think, so you are, or so you become. Extremely powerful, right? So, what happens when you set your thought in motion, in alignment with your purpose, in alignment with what your objectives are? You're, in a way, telling your subconscious mind to think and act in that direction, isn't it? And in turn, you're also sending signals to the universe that this is what I want to do. This is what I can do. This is what I deserve. And that's when universe responds to it because it always has your back. Now, setting intentions is, if it is as powerful as we are talking about, then why don't we do it all the time? Why don't we do it at the beginning of each day? It can be as simple as I choose I choose to be more patient with my child today, right? It's a good practice. It's as good as journaling. I mean, that's my opinion. And in a way, it gives you a different motivation and set your your goals in place. It's easy to prioritize as well in the long run. And the moment you start bringing this into practice each day of your life, you will start to see it manifest. And I'm not joking. You'll start to see the results, because whether you like it or not, the universe hears and listens to us. And when you set your intentions, the same things happen. So let's listen to what my friends across the globe have spoken about intentions, setting intentions, and what their intentions are for life and for 2021. Thank you.
Now, intentions are different than setting goals. Goals are typically measured in the outside world. So if you have a business and say, I set a goal to make X amount of money or to have this many clients, or, something that you can measure at the end of a period of time in the exterior world that you either achieved it or you didn't. Okay? Intentions are different. Intentions are just saying, I intend to do this or I intend to create this. And they're more internally focused and driven than they are externally. Setting an intention is what gives you direction. It's what helps, this might be woo-woo for some people, but I feel like when you set an intention, you are signaling to the universe what you want and to yourself as well. You're making it clear that this is what I intend to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, where, when, what it's exactly going to look like, but this is what I'd like. If you're the kind of person that can just keep it in your heart, and keep it in your mind, that's fine. But you might want to write it in your journal, or you might want to write it on a Post-it note, put it on your computer or your mirror or your wall. This is not about focusing on it so you can make it happen. It's just keeping it front and center in your life, which I think most people, you'll do it probably regardless of whether you write it down or not, because it's your dream. So it starts to take hold, and it's kind of hard to forget. But if you think you might lose sight of it, it might be good to capture it someplace where it's going to stay top of mind for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Vandana Muhtare and I'm a mindset coach. In this video today, I'm going to talk about setting intentions and how setting intentions has really worked wonders for me. So this is what happens when you set intentions. That means you've actually really thought about it already. So you've thought about it and now you're going to write it down, note it down somewhere, maybe on a piece of paper, or maybe you're noting it down on your laptop or your phone. And when you actually write it down, you allow yourself to feel it even more deeply. So you're setting the intention. Maybe it is for the day, maybe it is for the month or for a year, but you're giving yourself a guideline. You're giving yourself a path that you need to follow. Now this is what happens with the mind. When the mind doesn't really have a clear way to go, it usually tends to procrastinate. But when we set our intentions, we really give it clear instructions, and we all know how we are with clear instructions. When we know what is to be done, we have a higher chance of actually following it. So when we set the intentions, we allow ourselves to visualize, to see what's possible, to see what is it that we can do, and how exactly do we plan to go about it. So setting intentions has worked real wonders for me, and I'm sure it'll work wonders for you too. So enjoy the process of setting intentions. Take care, and I wish you a very happy 2021.
Everyone, this is Heartspreneur Adil. Hope you're doing and feeling great. Bhavna has graciously asked us to talk about a favorite topic of mine, intentions. So I will be talking about intention in general, and mindfully she'll be adjusting me in the grand scheme of videos. So at the outset, thank you for listening and watching. Intention for me is the source of energy itself. The energy to do what we are doing, to think whatever we are thinking, and to feel whatever we are feeling. The clearer the intention is, the purer its energy becomes, and higher the state of being we feel ourselves in. Simply put, intention is the chord of the heart. So if you want to tune yourself, set your intentions clearly and kindly. And what better is there to tune yourself with than nature? So when we align ourselves with the natural principles that have been, that are, and always will be, we get in harmony with the universe. And our energy moves from being limited to limitless and eventually to unlimited. And when the energy becomes unlimited, the action becomes easier and easier, and the goal becomes clearer and clearer. So with this in mind, embrace your challenges of the outgoing year and look forward to the coming ones with optimism, hope, and kindness. And do not forget why are we here and who we are. Thank you.
As the year and decade draws to a close, what better time than to reflect on intentions? I've never been a fan of having annual resolutions, yet I think having certain specific goals and intentions for the year helps one to gain clarity about how the year should proceed and how you could plan your goals for yourself. I think 2020 was a perfect example of how one could be resolute about their intentions for the year. In addition, how one could have improvised to be creative with the curveballs that were thrown at mankind. My intentions for 2021 are to keep working on my expansion plans for my coaching practice. Having smaller, shorter, and measurable goals helps to keep up the momentum. I've already planned out my calendar with a couple of announcements coming up soon. Stay tuned for some launches on exciting new programs and resources. Thank you and Happy New Year.
You know, I've been thinking about this notion of setting intentions for the new year for probably about 2 or 3 weeks now. And it's a tough one, particularly in the world we're in right now with so much loss of control, for lack of a better term. I came upon a quote recently, and I'm one that really embraces quotes. But when I say embrace quotes, I don't mean just embrace them. I mean do something with them, because we can all travel across social media, and we see great quotes out there. We see great captions, but we always gravitate towards, that's a wonderful thing to say. It's inspirational, but what are you doing about it? So I always come back to, let's just do more. The quote I'm talking about is, I'm going to read it to you here. It says, we think too much, we feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. That's from a guy that most people have heard of named Charlie Chaplin. He actually wrote that back in the 1920s, believe it or not, but it's timeless. So, keeping my thoughts on setting intentions brief, right now it just feels like this is a moment in history where choices can be made. We all have a lot of choices every day, and maybe we just have a little more time right now to think about those choices, again, given where we are. But the choices we're making today are going to impact people for generations to come. So whether you're a partner, a friend, a parent, a leader, a teacher, a politician, or maybe you're both, maybe you're more than one of those, I think we're being called to show up and to do more to help create a better version of the world we live in. At the same time, I think we need to ask more from each other, everybody in our lives, to make the world spin a little more smoothly. And then I say, what people ask me, what do we mean by doing, when I say do more, because we're really committed to that. I'm going to simplify it, and then I'm going to close out my message here. When I say do more, I mean something as simple as, more acceptance, more joy, more perspective, more humility, more gratitude, more generosity, more forgiveness, more everything. So just take these simple things in our life when we're making choices, and step up to the plate and do more. And with that, I just think we're going to be in such a better place as we enter the new year, and for many years to come. Thanks, and have a wonderful new year.
Hello, Brian Kelly, here to share with you my insights on setting intentions. So setting intentions for me is making a commitment to myself. It's making a commitment to take action, to move in a direction of something that matters to me. And it's the starting point. The thing I've realized, though, that the meaning and the power in setting intentions is only realized when we actually take action. And so what actions will we take? Is it around self-care? Is it around something related to your professional growth and becoming better in the professional realm? Whatever it is, it's really important to understand why that's important to you. Otherwise, the consistency and the follow-through may be compromised. And you may actually not realize those intentions as something that you've been able to move forward with. So my invitation to you as we conclude 2020, which has been an unusual year by any measure, is to think about what's most important for you in 2021. Where do you want to focus in terms of self-care, taking care of yourself first, so that you can be your best and bring your best for yourself and for others? And what is it that you want to accomplish in the year ahead? What is it that you want to be different at this time next year? And why is that important to you? That last piece is going to be what keeps you consistent and causes you to commit to the follow-through necessary to realize your intentions and your dreams.
Hi, I'm Louise Neal, and I'm here in Winnipeg, Canada, talking about intentions. I wanted to just kind of express how I feel really being intentional in our actions is really connecting who we are on the inside with what we do and how we show up in our lives and in the world. It's that inside outside connection. I think oftentimes we can get caught up in our intentional actions, and once we do become aware, we want to put purpose to our actions. We want to be connected to what we do. I think sometimes we forget that also inaction and taking a pause can be very, very intentional as well. And allowing that pause, allowing stillness can help life catch up to us, so that when we take that next step, we feel even more grounded and more connected, more intentional in what we do. This last year, 2020, my intentional word that I said at the beginning of the year was about connection, and it turned out to be a great word as it weaved through the last 12 months in all kinds of ways I never really expected. But it kept me very grounded as I checked back often on that word. Coming up for 2021, my intentional word is courage and taking courageous action or inaction. It's really about being self-aware and very intentional, being connected to those feelings of fear. And when things are important, they show up in courageous ways. And that's what I have to say about intention. And yeah, thanks. It's been great talking with you.
Hi. Setting an intentions are like drawing a map of where you wish to go. It becomes the driving force behind your goals and visions. How many times have we come across the saying, thought becomes things, or what we think we become? And that's the importance of setting intentions. So when do we set our intentions? It could be at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of the month, or on your birthdays, or before the beginning of the week, or before the start of the day. That's how every morning before I start my day, I set intentions with a simple sentences which goes like this. Today, I commit myself to be the best mother I can be. Today, I commit myself to a healthy eating. So start with what you know to be true. And do you know the best part? Setting intentions or intentional living can be the best ever gift we can give to ourselves. And it is also the most significant gift we can give to our loved ones and the world around us. So let's get started every morning with one simple sentence. Today, I commit myself to. Thank you.
Intentions for 2021? Good question. When I was asked that, I had to stop and think. And if I'm going to answer honestly, I don't know that I have intentions yet. Intentions are something that you don't create like a goal. Honestly, they stem out of a dream, something that you want to create or something that you want to do, and you set the intention to do it. And because this year has been so challenging, I don't know that I have a dream right now. So I guess I would say my intentions for 2021 are to continue to just live life day by day, try to stay open to inspiration and taking inspired action, and being gentle with myself if that doesn't show up that often. And I guess the other thing is just to try to be the most supportive mother and daughter that I can be. This year's been extremely challenging with my parents living all the way across the country and really suffering just continuous health issues that I haven't been able to be there personally to help them through. And my kids, my adult kids, who also live far away and who've both suffered really big losses this year. And I haven't been able to be there in person to hug them and help them through that either. And so I'm trying to do it all virtually because of the current situation, and trying to be okay with that and be accepting of what is. And so I guess that would be my intention, is just to continue to support those around me that need it. And quite honestly, my business and my work is not a priority for me right now. It's just, it feels like there's other things in my life that are more important. And so if I have any intentions, it's to fulfill that role with the people that I care about, and until things change and we can kind of get back to some semblance of normal.
Hi there, I'm Savita, and I'm here to talk about setting intentions. When Bhavna gave me this topic, the first word that popped up in my mind is journey. The journey of the unmanifest to the manifest, of the unseen to the seen. I mean, of anything in our mind that becomes a reality that we want it to become. And I'm not talking about any hodgepodge spiritual stuff or some extraordinary feats that some people set out to achieve. I'm talking about our everydays. Our everydays where it is our intention to help our child see reason through his tantrums, which keeps us from spanking him when he throws his tantrums. It is our investment in his future and making him a responsible adult who can make reasonable decisions even when he's very emotional. It is our intention to forget and forgive that helps us to bite our tongue to a tasteless comment from a loved one. It is our intention to stay healthy, which prevents us from hitting that snooze button every morning. And in many more ways, the everyday challenges become a lot more easier if we have our intentions set. It's like that inner compass that steers you clear through all these everyday challenges that we have. Setting intentions makes this difference. I mean, you could either sleepwalk through your life or consciously shape the reality around you. And intentions give you that power. And for me, creating this video was very challenging and I thought I might never do it. But then having the intention helped me. I mean, I managed to find that time and that bandwidth for myself despite the challenges I had. So for the year 2021, my intention is to make more me time and see how I can manifest all that plays through in my mind all the while. So having said that, wishing you a very happy new year, happy 2021, and to any challenge that comes up, bring it on.
To talk with you about intentions for just a moment, to talk about intentions generally, and then to share my intention for 2021. So intention, to me, it's twofold. Part of it is, what are those big things that I want to see come to life in the world, for the world, and play my part in those happening? And secondly, how is it that I want to show up and shine as I go about and serve? So it's how do I want to be? There's this being element as I go about doing whatever it is to achieve whatever I want to accomplish. So it's not just the big things I want to see happen. It's how I want to impact the world and how I want to make a difference for others, on others, as I go about that process. So in 2021, here I have just a short list of intentions. Personally, I want to flourish and thrive as I live and lead this extraordinary life. This extraordinary life is a global community that I serve, and it recognizes that this life we have now is extraordinary. It's not out there somewhere over the rainbow. It's this life now. And then I want to inspire and encourage millions to do the same, to live their extraordinary life. And as I go, I want to be kind and compassionate. And then the other intention I have is to grow gratitude globally, to see waves and ripples of gratitude, abundance, kindness circle around the world. Hey, what's your intention? I'm excited to hear and to see you on your journey.
Wow. Now, isn't that quite a set of intentions that you heard? My intentions for 2021 are basically two powerful ones. One, I intend to complete my second book by Feb 2021. I intend to inspire, influence, and impact as many people as possible in 2021. I would love to see them grow into their best. With these powerful intentions that I've set for myself in the coming year, I have an underlying intention that has set me in motion from since April this year. Something that's very profound and very dear to me. It came as a soul lesson. Take things as they come by, which is nothing but going with the flow. So my intention is also to go with the flow. My underlying current would be to take things as they come by and adapt to the uncertainty that life throws at us. So this is my intention for 2021. Come, let us welcome 2021. Happy New Year.